My sister manipulated me into a boyfriend swap to steal my ex without looking like the bad guy. She thought she was trading a boring guy for a life of exciting adventures. Instead, she threw away a secret millionaire and got a lifelong STD. Olivia treated every family dinner like a TED Talk. That night, she slid a contract across the table, a 1-month boyfriend swap. She claimed Will was too safe. She wanted Luke because he was spontaneous. I stared at her, waiting for the punchline. There wasn't one. I turned to Luke, expecting him to laugh. Instead, he grabbed a pen. He signed away our 3-year relationship without even looking at me. He didn't hesitate. I saw red. I grabbed the pen and scribbled my name, refusing to be the pathetic girlfriend, begging a guy to stay. Will signed it next with an exhausted smirk. He just wanted an out. My sister smiled like she won the lottery. She had no idea how literal that was about to be. 3 days later, I met Will for coffee. Away from my sister's suffocating orbit, he was a completely different person. Relaxed, funny, honest. We bonded over being the discarded leftovers. Then he dropped a bomb. He quit his corporate job because he won the lottery. Millions of dollars. He never told Olivia. He knew the second she smelled money, she would drop the boring complaints and leech onto his bank account forever. He was right. A week later, Olivia let herself into his apartment. She overheard Will on the phone paying off his parents' mortgage. She stormed into the living room, demanding to know where the money came from. When she realized the truth, her face turned pale. She screamed that we scammed her. She threw a massive fit, demanding we switch back immediately. Will looked her in the eye and told her to get out. Will and I started going on real dates. He remembered how I liked my eggs. He actually listened. Olivia went insane. She started showing up at our restaurants uninvited. She cried to our parents, claiming I manipulated her into the swap to steal Will's money. She blew up Will's phone, begging for another chance. She promised to be the perfect girlfriend. Will ignored every single message. Then, the sabotage stopped. A full week of silence. I thought she had finally given up. At 2 a.m., my phone buzzed. Olivia was hyperventilating. She had slept with Luke, but that wasn't the emergency. Right after they finished, Luke casually mentioned he had an incurable STD. He knew he had it for weeks. He had it when I was still with him. Panic paralyzed my body. Will rushed me to the clinic. We stood in the parking lot. Luke leaned against his car, rolling his eyes like getting tested was a mild inconvenience. He called Olivia dramatic. She screamed at him, sobbing that her life was ruined. He shrugged and drove away. 48 hours later, my phone rang. Negative. I was completely clean. I collapsed onto Will's couch and cried out of pure relief. My sister wasn't so lucky. My parents called an emergency family meeting. Olivia stood in their living room, looking like a shattered mirror. Her eyes were swollen. Luke sat on the sofa, staring at the floor. Olivia choked on a sob. "I'm positive," she whispered. The room went dead. My mother covered her mouth. My father turned ash white. Luke muttered a pathetic apology, claiming the disease was manageable. Olivia snapped. She screamed that she threw away a loyal millionaire for a coward who infected her. She pointed a shaking finger at the door and banished Luke forever. Then came the ultimate twist. Tears streaming down her face, Olivia looked at me. She confessed the swap wasn't a spontaneous idea. She and Luke had been texting for a month. They planned the whole thing. He agreed to the contract before dinner happened. She wanted my boyfriend, but she wanted to play the innocent victim doing it. She manipulated everyone. She risked my health. And as she stood there sobbing, I realized she was only crying because her plan backfired. She didn't regret betraying me. She regretted losing the money. I grabbed Will's hand and walked out the door.